Okay, it's called Balanced Ballads. For music to sound correct and create the perfect harmony, there must be a blend and balance of multiple different crescendos and decrescendos. If one note is given all the power and that overpowers the rest, the musical piece will most likely end up sounding like a train horn. Beethoven's use of many different keys and notes created balanced and beautiful pieces that are still celebrated and listened to today. If he played the same note over and over again without the help of any others, people would not know him as the musical genius that he was. Just as balance is critical when playing instruments, it also plays an immense part within the American government. The Founding Fathers implemented the separation of powers into the government to govern the balance between the three branches of government, ensuring that no branch has so much power that it suppresses the others. This system preserves the liberty and freedom that is granted to every American, keeping the authority from being in one section of the government. The American government is set up by the Constitution that issues the citizens their rights. In order to ensure that these rights are sustained, the separation of powers was implemented to control the influence between the three branches of government. This system is vital in order for this democracy to function properly, guaranteeing that no branch has too much jurisdiction regarding the American citizens' well-being. Although the separation of powers is not specifically mentioned in the Constitution, there are a series of checks and balances that keep the branches within their own spheres of influence. These checks and balances preserve the liberty that is prevalent in this country and prevents each branch from having too much influence when making large government decisions. The Founding Fathers constructed this system in attempts to prevent further destruction after experiences with the British monarchy that ruled over them pre-Revolutionary War. Without these government limitations, the American government would be similar to a dictatorship. Majority of the power would be held by the government officials, allowing them to pass and nullify any laws that they please. Despite that this crucial aspect of the government is not explicitly stated within the Constitution, it is the backbone upholding the democracy and freedom that is granted to all American citizens. Separate branches ensure that the government cannot affect her citizens without multiple branches of government passing upon the decision. Without the separation of powers, the musical ballad that is the American government would be a drab, forgettable melody. Separating and dividing government powers sustains the liberty and freedom of the citizens by limiting any one branch's power and authorizing another branch to counter any potential abuse. As Lord Acton once said, power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. If one man or small group of people had all of the power in the government, corruption would be inevitable. The separation of powers keeps the American government as balanced as Beethoven's Fifth.